Hey guys, so today I wanted to respond to a question that I actually got asked in my personal life, but I felt like you guys might be interested in hearing the question and answer as well. So, the question I have been asked in my personal life was if I'm nervous about working as an ophthalmic technologist or technician or ophthalmic assistant, which is what I was just hired for. Sorry, I've been all over the place with my words today. So basically, was asked by someone who I worked with as a medical assistant in the past, and someone who knows kind of my history as far as jobs in the medical field and working in healthcare. So, for those of you who don't know my background, I started off as a CNA and worked from CNA to phlebotomist, phlebotomist to medical assistant to sleep tech, and I still hold my phlebotomy and medical assistant certifications. I did let my CNA certification lapse just because um, physically I don't think that that's something that I could do anymore. My back is horrible, and I just don't think that physically I could handle the work of a CNA anymore. So I know that I tell you guys all the time not to let your certifications lapse, but if it's something that is going to harm you more than help you, I feel like it's definitely worth it to take that into consideration. Um, but back to what I wanted to talk about today. I am nervous in certain aspects, but I'm not nervous in other aspects. So I'm the type of person who loves to learn, and this opportunity, this job, has just basically given me the opportunity to learn something else new and to gain an additional certification that makes me a better applicant in the future if I was to need a different job or give me more job skills to round out my resume, things like that. I'm not saying that I would be looking for a new job or anything like that because obviously I just got this job. Um, the things that do make me nervous is, am I going to be good enough? I have anxiety, and so I'm always questioning whether I am making the right choices, whether I am going to screw up somehow, whether I'm going to be good enough at something. And so I'm constantly second guessing myself and doubting my skills, even though I definitely shouldn't be. So you have to think or understand that that's where I'm coming from with certain things, or things a certain way, how I see certain things. Um, if that makes sense. So I am nervous in that aspect of things. Like my anxiety is definitely ramped up about Monday because Monday is my first day. Today is Wednesday. Um, but other than that, I'm really not nervous at all. Um, I just feel like I'm excited for a new learning opportunity. I'm excited to see where this leads me. I'm excited to get to know all of my new coworkers and get to know about the eye and ophthalmology. And I will say, the only thing that I'm really nervous about as far as people that I work with and stuff like that is getting to know the personalities of each of the providers that work in that clinic, whether they are ophthalmologists or optometrists. Just because, healthcare providers can be a little bit difficult to work with. Everybody has their own personalities, whether they're healthcare providers or just regular individuals like myself. But I'm usually someone who I can get along with people fairly well. I just worry about, are they going to be a personality who's really difficult to deal with? Because, I've been there and I've done that before. I've had to work through different things with different providers working as a medical assistant. And I don't want it to be like an abusive situation where it's like you feel like you're going to work in an abusive relationship every day, because I have worked in that type of a situation before as well. Not where it was like an abusive situation, but it was where you felt like you were going to work in an abusive relationship day in and day out. And that is why I ended up switching providers. If you guys want more information about that, I can share more information about that. That has to do with my medical assistant position. I would be willing to share that information with you guys though. So, anyways, I am actually very excited about this opportunity. Like I said, because I like to learn and I like to gain additional healthcare skills, even though this is more related to the eyes, obviously, because it's ophthalmology. It's still within the healthcare field, and I still feel like this additional certification that they're going to pay me and give me on the job experience with to achieve. um, I'm super excited about that because you guys know I've studied neuroscience, I've studied a bunch of other things, and I'm just super excited to always learn new things. So, I hope that that answered that question. I know this wasn't a super long video, but I felt like it would be interesting to you guys maybe to hear my thoughts on it. So, like I said, I'm nervous in certain aspects, which I think anybody who gets a new position is nervous about, like how they'll fit in their new role, how they'll fit in with their bosses, how they'll work with their coworkers, things like that. But, just based on the shadowing experience that I had a couple days ago, I don't think that's going to be an issue, at least with the provider that was working on the day that I did my shadowing experience. So I think it's going to be a great experience, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes. I do plan to let you guys follow along on my journey to becoming a certified ophthalmic technician. And my journey starts on Monday. So stay tuned if you're interested in hearing more about this journey and adventure through my interesting medical life. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video.